Um, yeah. So today we're going to start about introduction to data structure in Python. But before that, I should tell you what is data structure? Why do we see this data structure? Why do we need data structure? So, ma'am, do you have any idea on this data structure? Anything that you might have done before, or you have?
No.
Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, you are. I do not have any idea of this.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So data structure basically means I will going to answer few question today that let me write down. So based on that, we will going to explore more. First thing is what is data structure? As I said you. Second thing, what is why do we need data structure? And what are the use cases or where we use it? Or what is data structure with Python? That also we see. So these all four questions we are going to see today, and I will going to answer on this. That what is the data structure and why do we need data structure, and what is the data structure with Python? What are the use cases of Python? And we will going to explore more on this. So let me rub this and let's start. So as I said, as I said before, data structure is a keyword representing the relation between the data that we are saving, or in simple word, if I say you, this data and structure terms uh, obtained from joining the two keywords data and structure. And this data structure usually mean that how you organize the data, how you can access the data, how you can manipulate the data. Basically what we have seen yesterday in a database, different kind of operation we can do it in a database, like manipulation, insertion, deletion, retrieving, and like updation, right? So here also the data structure is like that. In data structure we will going to manage the data, we will going to access the data, and how we can access the data effectively. So before going to that, I will going to just explain you what actually the data is. So data is like raw fact and figure, as ma'am, if you remember, we have seen yesterday. And whatever the data, like raw data, whether it is of company data, employee data, student data, manufacturing data, tax data, and share market data, whatever the data is, it is a data that is in the raw form. When you frame it in some sentences, or when you frame it somewhere on the real time scenario, at that time we will come to know like what is the use of this data. I've already given you explanation yesterday, and I will explain you like this data structure. When we start in the data structure, raw data are given to us. For example, as I said, I have explained in my last class also. And here, like suppose if I give you the data, like suppose data is something like market data, suppose petrol, okay, fuel price. So suppose if fuel price is continuously changing day by day. So suppose if I give you 100 and 105, something like, if I give you, you won't be able to relate it like this fuel price belong to which. But if I say you that this 100 is a price of petrol, and this 105 is belong to suppose diesel, or interchangeably you can use it. If I say like this also, so it means that this data is called a process data. Means process means you are getting the information from it. Like once you see this data, you will come to know like, okay, yeah, 100 we are talking about the petrol, and 105 is like a diesel. So it's like a informative data, means you got an information from this data. But if I remove this petrol and diesel, these figures won't give you any idea, right? So this is called a data. That is, data means a raw fact. But when you present it in some format, when you frame it in some useful use cases and all, In that scenario, this will going to give you some information, and that information will give you an idea and you can process it further. So organization of data is this one only, where you organize the data in some format, either in the form of table, either in the form of a collection, either in the form of different kind of collection where we save the data, where we make a grouping of the data. Like as you see in this list, like we have a list, stack, queue. These are some data structure name. I will going to explain on this. You can see the definition here. A data structure is a way of organizing all data item that consider not only the elements stored in some collection, but what is the relation between them. Now suppose if this data is you have on this table, by looking into this table or your data, you can say these both are fuel, right? So it is not only the data it is, but it is telling you the relationship exists between the data. Similarly, if I save the data like this, you will going to say that okay, this is the number data, means numeric data. So relation is what they all the data are like a number form. Similarly, if I say if the data is like this, a w e r t, these are the character data. Similarly, if I say the data like this, these are like suppose string data. So these are called data that going to tell you the relation between the each and every character of the data. So today we're going to see on that only, like what is a data structure. As the simple definition I've given to you is a way of organizing the data and how you can access the data effectively, and when the element are saved in some collection, how you can find out the relation between them. Normally, like suppose if you save a milk and a water on the bucket, can you able to find out the relation between them? It's very difficult to find out. If you use something tools and all, then only you can find out, but normally you can't find it out. So it's that is it make a situation more difficult. So we work on this data structure where we use some data structured methods, and in order to find out what is the data and how the data can be effectively used. So here like you can see data structure effect. So what are the data structure we will going to see here in this data structure? We have an algorithm. That algorithm means your code, maybe any of the code you will write down, whether it is in Python, Java, Scala, Go, or Golang, any language. You use those algorithm and you will use this data structure. You use this algorithm with this data structure to make use of data effectively. You can save the data effectively. Now if I talk about Python, so are you aware about the list, madam? If you have you
Yes,
done?
yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I know what.
Okay. What do you and tuple and your I have taken that class and I explain you on that day
Yes,
the
I know
different
what
data
tuple
structure.
is.
Yeah. So like tuple, tuple, some people they say set, dictionary I have explained you. So all those are what? They are your data structure which are holding the data. Have you seen that like in the list we are saving the set of element just like an array. Array is what? Array is also a data structure. And this algorithm is what? We are using this programming language to use this data structure. So there are different kind of data structure are there. Like if you see uh, based on the Python, if I say you, then inside this Python we have seen like list, we have seen tuple, we have seen the set, we have seen the dictionary. So these are what data structure, the name of data structure in Python. Okay, these are the data structure in Python. And once you write down this data structure, how can you use this data structure? This data structure, how you can use it with some programming language, some algorithm, because the algorithm will going to work on this data structure in like retrieving the data, saving the data, accessing the data, searching the data, manipulating the data, updating the data, deleting the data. So how you're going to do that? Just with the use of this data structure, it's not possible, right? So you used to write some algorithm where you can use this data structure to do some certain operation. What are the operation? to do manipulation, updation on the data, deletion, searching, traversing. Traversing means just walk through the data. Searching means search for the particular data. Deletion means deleting a data, updating data, manipulating the data, retrieving the data, and many more. You can do it. You can even create one data structure from another data structure. You can copy the data and all. We can do it. So these are the main objective behind the data structure. Like, why do we need this data structure? We need this data structure to create list, tuple, set, dictionary, to do the manipulation, updation, data deletion, and searching, traversing, retrieving. So this all operation will going to do it with some help of algorithm, and that algorithm is written in our programming language. Which programming language? Anything that you are comfortable to use. But you should be remember that, like in Java, whether this list, tuple, set, dictionaries are available, whether it is Python. So whichever algorithm you are going to write it in whichever programming language, just need to have a check like whether that data structure is available in that language or what. So suppose set, tuple, list, dictionary, such kind of data structure is available in Java, but their names are different. Like list is having linked list, array list, set is hash set, and tree set. Dictionary will also have a map, hash map. Tuple kind of thing we don't have, but we can do it with another data structure. So it depends. But in C language, if you see, in C language we have an array data structure. In C++ also like that. So it depends on the programming language which you are going to use, what kind of data structure are there. Data structure means just to hold the data element wise, each and every element of the your data, and access those element effectively. So let me rub this. So hope it is clear to you till now. What is data structure? What is a program? If somebody says you to write a program, program is usually means algorithm and data structure. So algorithm, you already means you might be aware about it. Like algorithm is a set of instruction, and we usually know that what is program also the set of instruction. So I'm not going to go in more in that detail. Just wanted to tell you that there are data structure also classified into two different categories. So just see, are you aware about it, ma'am? This one, data structure classification, or this data types. Have you ever
Yes,
worked on
yes,
this? Okay,
yes. I just don't know what pointer is.
okay. Have you done work on C language?
No, I've not.
Okay, that's the reason. Because pointer is removed in other programming language. It is only in C, C++, and rest you know, right? Integer, float, and character.
Yes.
But before coming to this, are you aware about this primitive data structure, non-primitive data structure?
Uh, yeah, let's just go through it again.
Um, just try like, have you ever heard this term before? Ever primitive data structure, or maybe
I
some.
don't remember. So if you could just explain me one more time, please.
Okay, yeah. So this primitive data structure means basic data structure. A primitive actually means, if you check in a Google, or if you know, the primitive means old, and primitive means basic data structure. So basic data structure is what? Integer, float, and character. Non-primitive means they are derived from this data structure. They will have a different form, but they use the concept of the primitive one to save their data. So primitive data structure means basic data structure that involves integer, float, character. This integer, float, character is available in all the programming language, whatever programming language you use. However, this pointer is not available in C language, and C++ it was available, and it is removed in Java, Python. But In place of this, they have added many other features, but basic data structure in the sense, this is primarily available in this in this syllabus, or you can say it in this programming language, which is basic data type. You can use this basic data type, and non-primitive means which use the concept of this basic data type to save their data. Now, what do you mean by this non-primitive? You can see non-primitive are of two type: linear list and non-linear list. So in linear list, what do you mean by linear list? What you understand from the linear and non-linear? Any idea what you understand from this
No.
So
No.
linear in the sense, the datas are saved in a linear format, means in a linear fashion, in a sequence, one after another, just like an array. In an array, datas are saved in linear fashion, right? Means it follows the indexes, right? And non-linear means datas are saved in a some other format. So here we have written graph, right? So datas are saved in the form of graph. Now what do you mean by this linear list? Array, linked list, stack, queue, these are your data structure. Array, linked list, stack, queue, graph, tree, these all are the data structure. But what do you mean by this linear list? Let me show you. So the linear list says you that in a linear, from the name it is clear, linear means that is in a sequence. So data will be saved in a sequence like this: 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. So in it is in sequence. But suppose if I say you non-linear kind of data, non-linear is something like it is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they following any sequence? Can you stick to one sequence? No. This kind of thing you can say it non-linear, means one after that, two is coming here, three is coming here, four is coming here. It might be possible that five will come somewhere, as like five is coming here, then six is coming just near to this, right? So it is not following any sequence. That is called a non-linear data structure. So there are two example of this non-linear data structure: your graph and tree. Graph in the sense what? Graph in the sense the data are saved in the form of graph. What actually the graph is? Suppose it is saving in the form of, suppose you are in a uh, like suppose you are on Delhi. From Delhi you will going to move to UP. From UP you are moving to Rajasthan. From Rajasthan you are moving to Maharashtra. Then from Maharashtra you are coming to the Uttarakhand, and from Uttarakhand you are going back to the UP, right? So it is, what is this? Let's make a collection between these two. What was it? Delhi to Rajasthan. Okay. So this is what? This is actually your graph. Okay, graph means what? You are connecting the node. So this is also a kind of data structure where this every node will have some data. You can say if you are staying in Delhi, you can relate it like this is, suppose Indraprasth, Dwarka, suppose, and here this one maybe Gurugram, Noida, something main roads, right? So each and every you have a collection. These points are holding some data that is identifying this point. And what is this line? Is line is a connection between these two. You can say this is a highway connecting this Delhi National Highway to this UP. Okay, so you can say like this. So this is a graph which is also called as a data structure, where data are saved in the form of graph, and this graph is useful in finding out the shortest route, or finding out the shortest route between these two node. Suppose here this node is there, suppose you start from here, in how many way you can reach to this destination? One is this one, another is this one, another is this one, this, like. So there are many way. Which one is the shortest one? So suppose based on the distance, suppose you say this one. So graph is also a kind of data structure which is holding some information. What was the information with you? That how easily you can pick any route and you can reach to the destination. So this is called as a graph data structure. Now tree, in that tree means is another data structure which is non-linear. This is a linear one? No, right? Is this saving a data in some sequence? No, it is randomly I made one graph. So you can say this graph is also a non-linear data structure. Now what is tree? Tree is another kind of data structure where data are saved in the form of,
Hello?
yeah, where data are saved in the form of your tree. Suppose let me rub this.
From interview point of view, you think
Okay.
they'll be asking me questions like what a linear list is?
Yeah, obviously they will not going to ask you direct question from this, but they will going to give you a program on this array, linked list, stack and queue.
I see. Okay. So will I have to create it or it'll be part of the program?
You have to create it, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Got
You have
it.
to create it means, sorry, I didn't understand your question properly. Can you just repeat once again?
So um, here's the thing. Array is like indentation in Python, right?
No, array is a data structure, and that is used to hold a group of a data, similar data. Indentation is
I
a
see.
space error. It's not a data structure. Indentation means the error that comes if you give a extra space while writing
I'm
the line.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just mixing up two different terms. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you know how the first space is zero and
Mhm.
the string after
Yes, yes.
that is in the position one. What do you call it?
Sorry, can you just repeat once again?
So in Python, you know how
Correct.
everything starts from zero and
Okay,
then
that
one
is
and then
list.
it,
That is list.
what
Uh,
is it called?
list.
Is there a term for that? No, a list is something which is between the square bracket, right? But
Yeah,
if let's say I want to get the first string or the first integer from the list, I'll use zero,
yeah, index.
the name of the list, indexing, right? So is array similar in
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
array indexing?
Yes, array use the concept of indexing, where but the thing is that in a list you can save a different kind of data in Python, different data type. But in array, in a programming language like C, Java, you can save a similar data type. Do you understand what I said? In array, you will going to save a homogeneous data.
Okay, yeah.
Homogeneous means all the data should be of a same type. But
Yeah, similar.
yes, similar, correct.
Yes, I get that part. Um, so okay, so maybe when I reach there, I'll understand what kind of questions I'll be asked based on array or queue. Yeah, I'm good. We can start with trees.
Yes. So tree is another data structure, and in the tree, how you'll going to, from the tree term, what do you understand from the term?
Branches.
Yeah,
I don't know.
correct. Yes. So it is something the data like they are arranged in the tree format, where this is the root node. It is having two childrens, or it can have a many children. I'm just showing you two childrens. Children in the sense they are following some hierarchy. You can say branching, that the term that you said absolutely correct. It's like a branching, you can say it, and you can relate it with your real life example of your family also. Like suppose the parent node is your grandpa, and this two is a sibling or brother and sister. They have two children, maybe you and your sibling, like brother sister, and another uncle cousin, they have another two childrens, and like that. So the data, when you are going to save it, how you are going to save it, this is your grandpa and this is your dad, suppose this is uncle. So every node of the tree, every branch is holding some data, right? What data? Your grandpa, your dad, your uncle, this is you, this is your any of the sibling. Similarly, uncle will also have the children's, and this will go on. So this is also a tree which is a non-linear. Here you are not following any sequence, means when you want to search it, then you are not following any sequence. The data, they are saved in the list, they are in one sequence, like you can go in one fashion, but here you need to go in this fashion, then this fashion, then this fashion, like that, right? Means suppose you start from here, you come to this node, then you have a two path, so you are changing your path. But it completely depends when you will search it, it completely depends on how you are searching it, means how you are searching it. So this is called as another data structure, that is called a tree. And this tree data structure is again non-linear, means as I said you, it doesn't follow any sequence. Means you start from here, you move to here, then you move to here, then you will going to move here, right? Then suppose you move here, like, so you are not following any sequence here. But in the list we follow some sequence, that is you will go in a sequence in one fashion. You don't move like in a zigzag manner, or like this. You don't move, you just move in a sequence fashion, that make it easy for your system to understand the data, to read the data. Am I clear to you?
Yeah.
So just read this term, whatever I explain you. These are the basic data type. Primitive data type are the primitive data structure, are the basic data structure that is directly understood by your machine. Integer, character, float, they are directly understood by your machine. You don't need any other representation to make your system understand. So these are called primitive data structure. Integer, float, from we also can understand easily by the integer. Integer means it will going to have hold positive or like a negative integer value, but that will be like number. It doesn't having a decimal value. Floating point means it should have a decimal value. Character means it should have a character value, right? Non-primitive means they are derived from the primitive one. You only think, if you save a data in the tree like grandpa, dad, uncle, you, your sibling, so in the node you are saving the name, and that name is of what type? String data type, right? So those data type non-primitive one, they follow the primitive data structure. The non-primitive data structure emphasize on structuring of a group of homogeneous same type or heterogeneous type data item. Means non-primitive will focus on both your homogeneous data and heterogeneous data. But in primitive one, you work on a homogeneous data in array. You can't save a data that is belong to two different data type, right? Is it clear to you?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes. So same thing is follow here, but in non-primitive data structure you can save both the data, primitive and non-primitive. Sorry, you can save both homogeneous and heterogeneous data. And this is the example we have already seen in the flow chart, non-primitive and primitive one. And these are the options that I said you. So these are common in both. Okay, you can create, select the data, update the data, search the data, sort the data, delete the data. And the difference, as I said you, primitive data structure is basic one, and non-primitive which is built on the primitive one, that is linked list, binary tree. Have you heard of this term? Might be in the graduation in computer science stream. This is a main subject, data structure. So in your graduation or when you are doing your courses, have you studied data structure before? S- about this AVL tree, graph,
Have
linked list?
not. No.
Okay. So this is one basic data structure which is added in every syllabus of a computer science subject, and based on that you can access the element. So you all know about it, right? What is an array and how we going to work with an array. So here in this course we are working on Python data structure, right? So this Python data structure, what are the data structure in Python? List, tuple, set, dictionary. So we will going to use this list, tuple, set, dictionary with the Python code, and we will going to do operation on that. What operation? Appending the data, deleting the data, modifying the data, right?
Got it.
So this is that is the reason when in the slide when I write program is equal to algorithm plus data structure, it means that data structure was the name of this Python data structure that you want to use, plus algorithm means your Python code that will going to effectively use this data structure to access the element.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So if you want to try it, you can follow this link. This is a Python document where they have defined it like how you can use this Python data structure to effectively use this data structure and the element.
I have a question for you. So you
Yes,
know how in SQL we create tables with rows and columns, and then there's a name for the table, and similarly, can we create tables on Python as well, or Python can be mm,
we can. I
like
think
it can
we can create it, but why do we need that? We database is only sufficient. We use it.
so how do you create channel between Python and Oracle?
Yes, but we will going to use MySQL in our syllabus. I just confirmed from the institute, so they said to use MySQL database. There is a Oracle database also is there, but MySQL is easy to learn. So we're going to go for learn means MySQL, and we will create a channel between MySQL and your Python.
I see. I see. Okay, got it.
Do you have any other question?
Mm, no, no, that is it. Thank you.
Okay. So this data structure, as I said you, it is having some function. Do you want to try it now? You want to practice it so you can able to know like how this data structure is working?
I know most of it because I was trying to learn Python on my own. So I've worked with
Hmm.
most of it. Like whatever I see on the screen, I think I know pretty much all of them.
This pop element, you know?
Yeah, gets rid of the last string or the integer from the list.
No, it is used to remove the element from the stack or list, you can say.
You're right, the last element.
Yes.
Yeah, the last element, right?
Uh,
Okay, yeah,
yes.
I know it.
So it is based on the